Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Jacob, and today I want to talk about meditation. Why do we meditate? What is meditation from my perspective? Now, for me, many years ago, I was led towards learning meditation through my life experiences, through certain difficulty, pain, through certain darkness. That was a catalyst for me to learn meditation. And this is generally the case for most people who start to learn meditation. There's usually a reason why. And that reason may be stress, that reason may be anxiety, it may be depression, it may be addictions, it may be a breakup, a loss of job, it may be confusion. So there's all these types of things that can bring people towards meditation. And for me, many years ago, I was, like I said, forced to learn meditation, and I was forced to develop breathing techniques to cope with my anxiety, because I had constant anxiety and pretty frequent panic attacks. So I was feeling in danger no matter where I was. And this was a lot to do with my mind not being in the present moment. A lot of it was to do with a lot of suppressed emotions, a lot of suppressed energy. A lot of it was due to me being and living in a very unhealthy lifestyle. So a lot of these factors contributed to me experiencing basically constant pain. And a lot of people, you'd be surprised, are experiencing this, and it's not a bad thing. We need to allow ourselves to feel pain so that it can go. There's certain things, there's certain emotions, there's certain things that we need to express. They need to be felt. And what happens is, just like a mailbox, or your email. When you get a lot of emails, they build up, they build up, they build up, they build up. And it's like subscribing to a bunch of newsletters. So these emotions when they build up, it's like you're getting a lot of emails and you're not reading them. You're not allowing them to pass. You're not allowing yourselves to feel those emotions, to express them, to feel them. And this is very similar to when we're getting emails. So if we're getting a lot of emails come through and we've subscribed to a channel or we've subscribed to something, they keep coming through, and they keep building up. They don't disappear, just like emotions. They get stored. And then eventually our storage gets full to the point where it's too much for us to handle, and it has to pop. And then when it pops, we're like, oh my God, I have to read all these emails. I'm overwhelmed. Very similar to us suppressing emotions, very similar to us suppressing things that need to be expressed. And so, just like feelings, we need to allow ourselves to feel the emotion, to allow it to go. So if we get an email, we need to open the email. We can't ignore the email. We can't put it aside. It's still going to be there. And this is very different, because if you keep deleting it and ignoring it, it's going to keep coming back because you're subscribed on the mailing list. So what happens is, you need to go, open your email, go to the bottom of the email, read the email, and click unsubscribe. And then finally, we won't keep repeating those email lists. We won't keep repeating that pattern. Very similar to our emotions. If we store these emotions, we keep attracting certain things in our life based on those unconscious emotions that are still there. So just like an emotion, we need to open it up, allow ourselves to feel it, and unsubscribe from it, let it go. So I use this analogy because we can build up on emotions, and this is what happened to me, and this is why I experienced quite a lot of difficulty for a good number of years, because I had a lot of built up stuff. My inbox was very full, and I kept distracting myself. I kept numbing myself with drugs, alcohol, junk food, video games, television, pornography, you name it. And I kept numbing and numbing and numbing, distracting, that I didn't allow myself to even feel. So when I finally got off all of these things and tried to get off them, I was very uncomfortable with feeling, because what was being felt was a lot of build up, a very big build up. And so this is where meditation comes in, because meditation, we're simply allowing ourselves to feel. We're allowing ourselves to sit with ourselves. And there's many ways that we can interpret this, but when we are practicing meditation, we are bringing our attention into the body, or we are bringing our attention onto something intentional, something that we want. We may be focusing on something. It may be a visualization. We may be imagining something. We may be sending good energy to someone. So we can play with imagination with our focus, or we can bring our focus into the body. So you can bring that attention. So this is the art of meditation, is to move your attention and place it on different areas. And obviously as a beginner, you're going to need to focus on something, because your mind is going to be super busy. That's why we have mantras, breath work. You can focus on the body scanning. You can focus on chakras. So there's many techniques that we can focus on and to try and bring our attention back. But then we get drifted off into thought, bringing our attention back. Drift off into thought, into our thoughts, either the past or either the future, and then coming back to that mantra, repeating the mantra, coming back to the body, scan the body, coming back to the breath, in and out, coming back to the silence in the room, coming back to the space in the room, noticing what is here. And this is where it comes in. We're bringing our attention basically to the now moment, to what is real, reality, the truth. Because up here, even though we think it's real, it's often quite false. It's often quite an illusion. And I know for a fact that many times my mind has said different stories, and I've gone and experienced it firsthand in the moment, and my mind was completely lying to me. Completely lying to me. I've also realized that we cause ourselves more pain in the mind, more difficulty, more suffering is done in our head than in actual reality. That the actual moment is not as hurtful as the mind. That we're actually quite safe. That most of the danger is in our heads. Most of the fear, most of the pain and the discomfort is in our head. It's not actually here in this moment. And this is a massive realization in meditation. And so when we can bring our attention back into this moment more often and live our life more so from the present moment, we can live a more joyous, more happy, we can live it with more security, knowing that whatever we do, each step we take is each moment. It's real. It's why we're here. So it can be a lot easier to live life in the present moment. And then of course we can use our mind to reference the past, like it's used, necessary for, to reference the past. Remember, oh yeah, I remember when I went to this shop the other day. Yeah, that's right, I got that item. I know where it is. I know it's on special. And I can think about the future. Oh, okay, I'm going to go to this nature walk. Oh yeah, it's going to be a nice walk, yeah. Okay, and then there's you can kind of use it to plan or to see, I'm going to project, but you don't want to be stuck in the future, and we don't want to be stuck in the past. We kind of want to be, our main focus needs to be here. And then from here, then we can go there, come back. Go there to the past, come back. But we don't want to be stuck here in the future. We don't want to be stuck there. If we live there, that's just going to cause ourselves suffering. That's when the mind is causing all these issues, and then our body is responding, our energy frequency is responding to the future. Because we're living in the future. Our body doesn't know the difference. So that's why we experience all this stuff. And then if we're living in the past, we'll be experiencing depression, maybe grief, maybe sadness, maybe regret. All these types of things. And the past is done, it's finished. We can reference it, we can come back to the past, but if we stay in the past, woof, that's going to cause us a lot of issues. So our main focus, our main priority needs to be here, in this moment. And majority of people on the planet aren't really present. It's quite hard to be present. The ego doesn't want to be present. Our conditioning doesn't favor us to be present. It actually favors us to be in our head, to be distracted. There's lots of things in society these days, distracting, numbing, lowering your vibration, making you dumb, making you tired, making you lazy. All these types of things that in society are actually supporting you being in your head. And that's a whole other topic for another video. But so the art of meditation, truly, which I came down to realizing, was that meditation is who you truly are. And we're coming back to truth. We're coming back to your spirit, to your soul, to your true nature. Beyond your name, beyond your form, beyond your personality or your story, beyond all your problems. We are connecting to our divine self. Our divine self. And obviously this is a different style of meditation, but over time, you will come to realizing that you are more than this human body, and you are a spirit, you are immortal. And you are here for a temporary reason. And so when we practice meditation, we are focusing. We are moving our attention around. We are bringing our attention on different aspects of the body. We are focusing on a mantra. We're focusing on our breath. We're focusing on our energy centers. We're focusing on our body. There's different styles. We could be focusing on the spaciousness in the room. We could be focusing on gratitude, love. We could be focusing on what's good in our life. What is great? We could be imagining stepping into a future possibility, imagining that, visualizing that, connecting to that, allowing your body to feel that. So, this is visualizations. You can imagine yourself in nature, walking, touching the ground, swimming in the ocean, and your body starts to, the more senses you start to pick up on, the more your body is experiencing it to be real. Just like when you're anxious about something in the future and you're getting anxiety, you can do the same in a positive way. You can actually use that for good. Now, so when our attention is placed on different parts, this is great, and we want to focus. Focus on the heart, focus on the solar plexus. Drift off into thoughts, coming back to the breath. Drifting off into thoughts, coming back to the mantra. Off into thoughts, coming back to the body. Back to the silence. Whatever it may be that your teacher is guiding you and directing you back. And your teacher is going to help support you more on this. So the more your teacher is connected to the present moment, the more that teacher is embodying present moment awareness, that's going to help you to connect more with that awareness. So we're obviously going to connect more to our teacher, and you might resonate with certain people differently, but there's mirror neurons that actually kick in. So we're picking up on their energy. The more safe they feel, you're going to feel safe. The more love they feel, the more love you're going to feel. The more grateful they feel, you're going to feel more grateful. So we're going to connect, and we're going to feel this. And when you're in a group setting, that's going to be enhanced as well. If you're on your own, you're going to have more excuses. You might not want to sit for 5-10 minutes. Your attention might drift off into thoughts and it gets stuck. A lot of people, especially including myself, years ago, I used to practice meditation. I'd just be stuck in my head. So I'd be meditating the whole time, just in the future or the past. And it was like, oh, this is so annoying. It was like a battle. And then if you actually sat there long enough, eventually it surrenders. Eventually that chatter comes back. Eventually, if you spend long enough, and nature can really help with this, going on retreats can really help with this, more time to meditate will help with this, more time to just sit. And this is where, when people are quite busy, this is where practices like breath work, Kundalini yoga, there's certain types of practices that can really help to bring you fast into the moment. Some people may use psychedelics. Some people may like to do some movement, some shaking, some shouting, some dancing to really help bring them out of the head. And this is because we are in a Western society, so it's a lot harder for people that don't have as much time to come into that moment more fast. So these are where faster practices can be helpful to bring you into the moment quicker, but they can also be forceful. So we've got to be careful. We don't want to be too forceful with those practices to try and break through the mind, because that's essentially the mind trying to beat the mind. The spirit is different. The spirit doesn't really work that much. The spirit doesn't come in and want to break apart. It'll come in because it's already actually there. And that's the illusion. We think that we have to break through the mind, but the spirit is always there. It's observing it always. We have to just reconnect with that which is already there. The awareness that is always there. And this is where I bring it back now to my perspective on meditation. Being who you are is because awareness, observing. So we observe our thoughts. We use our awareness and place our awareness in certain areas. But then who is awareness? Who is the one that is aware? And when we connect to this, when we connect to the one who is aware, we are connecting to our true nature. And when we can bring our awareness upon itself, and we connect to that, we can start to bring that more in, embody more of that true nature, connect to our truth, and keep our focus upon itself. And people might get a bit paradoxical on this, because it's like looking through the binoculars. This is the best way I've kind of explained it. You're looking through the binoculars, you're focusing on things, focusing on mantra, breath, your thoughts. You're noticing your thoughts, you're noticing emotions come through, you're noticing certain pains. You're aware of heaviness, you're aware of confusion. And this is great. Who is the one who is aware? So when we are looking through these lenses, we have to bring the attention back. Who is the one behind the goggles? Who is the one who is observing? Who is the one behind what we are witnessing? And that is who you truly are. That is your true nature. And I can explain this, and it's, we can talk about it, but it can only truly be experienced. And that's firsthand in meditation, where we can bring our attention back to itself over and over again and keep it there. And then we can eventually bring this more into our daily life. We can bring it more in. So wherever your attention is placed, it will enhance, it amplifies, it brings light from your spirit, light from your true nature, because you are true nature. Your true nature is light. So when you bring that focus upon itself, you're enhancing and bringing more light upon you, more light upon your true nature, more light upon your spirit. And then you start to bring that more into human form. And this eventually, I feel, is one of the ultimate goals of practicing meditation and being more in this moment, because your true nature is this moment. It is the now. The now is actually who you are. And so if you can just live from this space of now all the time, your life will dramatically change and transform. Because from this space, if you're not in your mind as much and you have this now moment presence, you will be more of a blank canvas. So when a canvas is nice and clear and blank, you can see what's written on there. You'll be able to see the intuitive downloads. You'll feel the intuitive nudges. You'll be able to receive downloads, insights. You'll be inspired more. You'll find your creativity more. things will just flow more easily in your life. But if your canvas is full of all these thoughts, past, future, all this stuff, and you're constantly in that, and then your canvas is fully covered, how are you going to receive, how are you going to notice an insight? An insight may come through here, there, in the little gaps on your canvas, but you're not going to notice them because it's too much of a mess. It's not noticeable. So when you're clear, when you have less thoughts, when you're more in the present moment, you will notice what comes through, and insights will come through clear, because you won't be as much in your head. It'll be more noticeable. It's like a blue sky, clear as day, and then just a little cloud in the sky. Or a clear lake with no one splashing in it, no waves, no ripples, and then Spirit just throws a rock into the water, and you see the ripple, and you see that little effect. You say, But if you were near a busy ocean, or if there's everyone jumping in the water, everyone's throwing rocks in, there's boats, if there's all of this chaos going on, you are not going to be able to see and receive the download. Spirit might try and give you a download, it might try and drop a little rock, but you're not going to notice it. There's jet skis, there's kids jumping in the water, there's boats, there's waves, there's all this chaos going on. How are you going to notice a little drop in the water? And so when we practice meditation, when we step into the truth of the now moment, we clear that water, we allow it to be smooth, to be calm, and then we will notice a ripple dropping in the water. And we'll see, and we'll receive information, we'll receive support and downloads. And that also goes with our intention. When we place our attention, when we place intentions, when we have that clear rippling effect, or that clear canvas, whatever metaphor you resonate with more, when we write on that canvas, our intentions are more clear. Our intentions are magnified because they're not filled up with the whole board of all our unconscious intentions, all our other thoughts that are coming through. This, that, gross idiot, gotta do this, that, anxiety, all this other mayhem. And then we're trying to manifest something, and our board's full. So God's almost saying, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want. The canvas is full. And I'm like, I really want this. Why am I never getting this? It's because you're filling it up. Same with the lake. It's just, it's too much in the lake. There's too much going on in the lake for your little drop of intention to work, to manifest. So the art of meditation, again, we're clearing that canvas. We're clearing those emotions that are in the mailbox, that have been built up and stored up over years, allowing them to be cleared. And obviously they're not all going to be cleared. There's a divine timing in your life for things to come up for you, certain memories that may need to come up at certain times that you're ready to process. So it doesn't all have to come up at once. Spirit knows what you can handle and what needs to come up at the right time. And so when we practice, we will be clearing those emotions, clearing that inventory, clearing the canvas, bringing our attention back to our body, bringing that light and that focus on here, and we can really truly start to bring more into our life. We can really transform our life. We start to raise our vibrational frequency because we're connecting more to our true nature, which is naturally a higher vibration. It's who we are. Naturally, we are high vibrational beings at our truest form. And all we need to do is let go of what we're not, let go of all this stuff that we hold on to, and bring our focus back to source, back to truth, so we can embody that. The more we embody that, the more we're bringing our God and Goddess into human self, and we are bringing that into the earth. And then it's a rippling effect, because by us connecting more to this truth, by us raising our vibration one by one, we are making a huge impact on the world just by us working on ourselves, just by us connecting to our true nature. So, hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you liked my perspectives on meditation and the importance of meditation. And it's it's truly changed my life, and I've seen it change a lot of other people's lives. And there's so many modalities out there, so many styles of qigong and yoga, breathing techniques, kundalini yoga. There's mantras. There's all these types of things. You can go to singing circles, dancing, drumming, sound music. There's lots of different ways that you can meditate. You can even do it while you're exercising or going into nature. And some people like to play music or play guitar or the drums. So that helps bring them present. So there's many ways that you can meditate, and I hope this encourages you to maybe bring in a practice, maybe find something that you will bring you more into the present moment. And thank you.